My name is Sister Anne-Marie and I'm from Ireland. I'm currently living and working here in Cape Town, South Africa. People often ask me, did you always want to be a sister? And no, I didn't. I never even thought about it. When I was finished with high school, I had secured a place to study electronic engineering and I was very excited about it, but wasn't 100% sure if that was really what I wanted to do. At the same time, I got an opportunity to go to Germany and work there as an au pair for a year. So I took that opportunity and deferred my course for that year. Living away from home for the first time, I was confronted with many decisions, choices I had to make. One of which was, do I want to go to church? Do I want to be Catholic? Do I believe in God? As a child and teenager, I went to Sunday Mass, I received the sacraments, but faith never really penetrated my being. So I went on a search. I visited different churches, different denominations, spoke to different people. I was really searching for an answer to my questions. At the same time, I wanted to take the opportunity while in Germany to travel and to experience the country, the culture, and meet new people. I remembered my old German teacher in high school. I remember she had many contacts in Germany as she organized exchange programs quite often. So I wrote to her and she was surprised to receive a letter from me. She wrote back with the name and the contact details of a sister who was working and living in the International Schoenstatt Center. But I didn't want to visit a nun. It wasn't part of my plan. But I knew she was waiting to hear from me, so I wrote back. No, I phoned her one day and I said, I wanted to say, well, it's fine. I don't need to visit. But I was so shocked when I heard her voice on the other end of the phone, a young American, lively voice, something I'd never encountered before, a young religious. So I said, okay, I will come the following Sunday to visit you. It took me 4 hours to get there, 4 hours to get back. And the short time I was there, it was pleasant. I enjoyed myself. And I met another young lady from Ireland who had the same name as me, Anne. And we became good friends. So I used to go and visit her then in this place, Schoenstatt International Center. I wasn't going to visit a sister. I wasn't going to visit a religious place of pilgrimage. I was going to visit my new best friend. It was on my third visit that I was asked, had I ever been to the original shrine? Now, I had no idea what that was. So they took me there. It was shortly before lunch. And it was an amazing experience, one that changed the course of my life. In Schoenstatt, we are offered 3 graces from the shrine: the grace of a home, the grace of inner transformation, and the grace of a mission. And on that day, I believe I received all 3 graces at once. I knew I'd found my home. I had this inner conviction or this inner transformation that God is reality, God exists. And I received the grace of a mission, my vocation. Now, it took me a few years to unpack all those graces, to understand them. And it was only a number of years later that I realized what happened that day. After that year in Germany, I went back to Ireland and I made a plan to study. I decided to study childcare. At the same time, I got to know Schoenstatt more. I became involved in Schoenstatt. I started to run some youth groups, children's groups, and I prepared myself to make my covenant of love. When I finished my college course and the weekend I did my final exams, there was this strong conviction within me. This is the time to make a decision. Whether I believe and whether I want to join the Schoenstatt Sisters of Mary or whether I want to continue on my journey of my career. I knew I had to make a free and informed decision. So I managed to secure a position working in one of the houses in the Schoenstatt International Center, working with a number of ladies from different countries, North, South America, England, Australia, Germany. We were a mixed group. And I was able to make a free decision because nobody there knew me, except for a couple of sisters who knew I was contemplating, but I didn't see them very often. So I had complete freedom. And God is very, very, very good. At the same time I was there, a pen pal of mine from America was also there. We had written a few times, not that much. And we hit it off very well with each other. We became very good friends. And she was interested in joining the sisters. So she would go and visit the different sisters, asking all the questions. And I was very clear. I was not joining. I was getting married. I was continuing with my career. But I got the answers to my questions. And what's very interesting is that just shortly after I decided, it was like maybe a week, 2 weeks after I decided she'd come back to America, she actually got engaged and is now happily married with about 8 children, I think. God guides us, and we just have to be attentive to it. One thing that I remember is I was never interested in reading books. My sister loved to read novels, stories, but I didn't. And suddenly I found myself picking up books, reading them. And it was the books about Schoenstatt spirituality, covenant of love, everyday sanctity, instrumentality. And it fascinated me. It touched a chord within my heart. I knew this is important for me and this is the journey, the way my life should go. Deciding wasn't easy. It was like jumping out of an airplane. There'd been many challenges along the way, and it was about 4 years since I had got to know Schoenstatt till the day I made my decision. And really jumping out of this airplane was the scariest thing I ever did. Deciding, because it was something so strange, foreign, something my peers just would never contemplate doing, something very radical, and yet beautiful. And I'm glad to say the parachute did open. I've really enjoyed this way of life, my vocation, being a Schoenstatt Sister of Mary. It's so beautiful to be able to lead people to our shrine, to that place where I encountered God. And my prayer is always that God may touch the hearts of many people who come and visit this little chapel, that they may encounter Him and realize He is there, He is guiding our lives, He is loving us each personally, very personally, every day, every moment of our lives. God is good and He cares, and that's a gift I really wish that everybody could receive.